The other day, I stumbled across a video.
Yeah, so say you discovered the game in October, you jump in. I want to buy myself an Atlas.
Yep.
How much are you going to pay for that Atlas?
45 bucks, 50 bucks, yeah.
Okay.
And it got me thinking, how much would I, or should I, pay for an Atlas? Or any Illuvial for that matter? $10? $100? $1,000? Let's try to answer this question together. Those of us who are early to the party in following Illuvium might have an initial bias. After all, there are many of us who are emotionally invested in the project, whether we're willing to admit it or not. So let's take a step back and try to look at this objectively. Now, I could start talking about NFTs and argue about the true value of Bored Apes, but I think it's best to keep it simple. So let's talk about Pokemon cards. Hear me out. The Pokemon trading card game had its first set of cards released on October 20th, 1996. Now, one thing you should know about me is that I don't know much about the history of Pokemon cards, but from what I understand after doing some brief research is that one pack of 10 Pokemon cards were priced at about $4 on release. Some of those same packs today are selling for hundreds of dollars. So, what is the difference in value from the 90s versus now? Well, let's think about that for a second. Why would anyone want to spend $4 on a pack of Pokemon cards? It could be that they just wanted to be able to battle against their friends. Or maybe they just loved the video game and wanted to have Pokemon that they could physically hold. And maybe they just wanted to collect them all. But why would people spend $4 on 10 cards 30 years ago, while people are spending hundreds of dollars today just to own those same cards? Scarcity, of course.
If you guys don't know, this is the Legendary Collection. This box costs $30,000.
Today, you can't just go to the store and buy a pack of first editions off the shelf. Some people love owning things that are rare. Initially, the value came from simply owning it yourself. Today, there's additional value in being one of few. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, how does this relate to Illuvium? Let's start connecting the dots. For simplicity's sake, let's say the average Pokemon card was worth $1 each. A bit of a highball, but it'll do. Should Illuvials on launch day cost more than Pokemon cards did on launch day? Maybe not. After all, Pokemon was much more popular back then than Illuvium is now. But hold on. Those were just cards. You can't interact with them in a video game the same way you can Illuvials. Illuvials are so much cooler. So maybe they should be worth twice as much. Plus, if you'll be able to use these collectibles to battle for the largest prize pools offered in esports to date, does that add additional value? Like most of you probably agree, I think that $1 is a low ball, but there are many factors at play here. The popularity of the game, the scarcity of the Illuvials, as well as all the resources it will require to obtain them. For all we know, it could cost an average of $5 just to catch a tier 1 Illuvial. So, is that all it comes down to? Will the average cost to find and capture an Illuvial be the determining factor for its price? Maybe. But on day 1 of launch, someone will want to be the first to collect them all. Now, it might take an average of $20, as well as 45 minutes, to find and capture a Ramfy. But how much more is this person willing to pay the lucky ranger who finds it on their first tier 1 wake? It's like time travel. They're not only paying for how much 45 minutes is worth, but paying for those crucial first 45 minutes after launch. Not all time is valued equally. Also, in 20 years, what if Illuvium is as big or bigger than Pokemon is now? How much will someone be willing to give to own that dark holographic Ramfire from set 1? Now, before I conclude, I just want to say that I hope that I got you excited and thinking. But let's not get sidetracked from the original question. How much would I, or better yet, how much would you pay for an Atlas? $5? $10? $100? And what about that guy who paid over $300,000 for a first-gen holographic Charizard Pokemon card? How much more would he have paid if he could upload that into a video game and battle with it? These aren't questions I have the answers to, but I'd like to know your thoughts on this topic. Are you willing to pay more for that holographic RAM fee on day one? Or could you care less? And are you happy just experiencing the game at a slower pace, being the original owner of every Illuvial in your collection? I'm Spaceman, and I hope you enjoyed listening to what I had to say. If you like watching Illuvium content, check out some other videos on my channel. See you around.